Hello guys, now we are going to see the sixth game in the coordination and harmony series, and this game was played between Zajic and Petkov in 2015, and this is a Ruy Lopez game, and it is e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6 and d3 here. White chooses a peaceful continuation. Patient maneuvering will be of the essence. And here bishop c5, then c3, then d6, then both sides castle and knight bd2. And both players finish development in Jacobiano style. The bishop on b5 is not a significant difference. Here bishop d7, h3, a6, bishop a4, bishop a7 and rook e1, knight to e7. Black offers the exchange of the light square bishops in order to free his pieces and transfer the knight to g6. Now bishop c2. White decides to keep the bishops on the board. The c2 bishop might look passive, but it protects the e4 pawn, making the advance of the d pawn safer. Also, black's d7 bishop is hindering its colleagues. Knight g6, knight f1, rook e8, and now knight g3, now h6. Both sides patiently finish their development, and white is the first to take action. d4, bishop c6, bishop e3, ed4, bishop takes d4, now b5. A strange move. It is difficult to find the idea behind it. Gaining space without further prospectus should not be considered an idea. White's reaction is natural and in the spirit of the Ruy Lopez. a4. Suddenly black has problems on the a file. Capturing on d4 gave a tempo to white. White simply threatens to capture on a7 and then b5. Harming black's pawn structure on the queen side. This in turn will lead to the loss of harmony in black's camp. So black decides to capture himself. B takes a4, bishop takes a7, rook takes a7, knight d4, bishop d7 and bishop takes a4. Now black puts c5. This is a mistake. There is no reason to invite the knight to the perfect outpost in the Ruy Lopez and Jacobiano, that is f5. Also the d6 pawn will be backward and weak. The effects of black's 16th move are now evident. The a6 and d6 pawns are weak, and the rook on a7 is another reminder that black has done a bad job. His pieces are without coordination. Now knight df5. Here knight c6 was also solid, but white preferred to keep the knight on the board. And now d5. This was black's idea. He wants to radically open the center and activate his pieces. However, the rest of the game does not seem to support this idea. Bishop takes d7, queen takes d7, e takes d5, rook takes c1 check and queen takes c1, now queen takes d5. After a series of exchanges, white is obviously better. In open positions, it is very important to have more active pieces. Adding a better pawn structure and the turn into the mix, the evaluation is clear. With this next move, white seizes the initiative. Now rook d1, queen b3. Black immediately stumbles. He overlooked white's powerful response. Here queen to e6, then rook d8 check, king to h7, queen takes e6, f takes e6, and knight d6 leads to a damaged pawn structure and a passive king. Here if queen to e5 was the best move, but although queen f1 controlling the c4 square keeps the advantage, and here if rook d8, then king h7, queen takes e5, knight takes e5. This would be an equal position. So after queen e5, queen f1 was best. Now but black went queen b3. Now rook d8 check, king h7. Now knight takes g7 and rook d7. If at all king takes g7, then knight to f5 check, then king h7, then queen comes to e3, targeting the h6 pawn. Now knight to g8. Now rook takes g8. After king takes g8, then queen takes h6. After f6, then there is queen takes g6 check, king f8. Is a very nice winning variation. The importance of the fi square is evident. So the king cannot take the knight. So now he puts rook d7, rook takes d7, knight takes d7, queen to d2. This is a wrong move order. White allows the exchange of the good g7 knight for the bad one on d7. Here knight 7 f5 with the idea of attacking the h6 pawn was a simpler way to win. Queen d2, then king takes g7. Now white has made his task a lot harder. Now knight to h5 check, king g8, queen takes d7, queen takes b2, and queen c8. Now king h7. Now queen to f5, king g8. Here queen b3. A direct win is no longer on the horizon. White needs more troops. Only a queen and knight cannot bring victory. After f4, now queen to e6, queen takes c5. White would be forced to show good technique and accuracy in order to convert. After king g8, queen f6, queen b1 check, and king h2, queen b8 check, and f4. Here if instead g3 is played, then queen e5 would save black at the last moment. Queen f8, queen takes a6, queen e7, queen c8 check. After a short excursion, the white queen is back to an active position on the king side. King h7, queen f5, king g8, and knight f6 check, and king g7, knight g4 with the threat of queen h5. Now h5, it's a mistake. Queen takes h5 and black resigned here. White convincingly exploited a few imprecise moves black made in the middle game, allowing for the appearance of pawn weaknesses. Okay guys, I hope you would have enjoyed the game. I'll be meeting you in the next game. Thank you.